Okay. Good morning, everyone, wherever you are. I'm saying hi to you. It's a pleasure to welcome you to this exciting webinar on slot games in Africa, the future of slots online. I am Olaiton Samuel, CEO, founder of betting business in Nigeria and Africa. I happen to be the moderator for today's session. The webinar is brought to you courtesy of our general sponsor. We have Digital, we have Age, we have iGaming Consult, African Expo that happens to be the Age Lagos 2025 will be taking place on the second edition precisely will be taking place in Lagos, Nigeria from February 25th to 27th in Lagos. For iGaming Consult that happens to also be our sponsor, the leading consultancy agency supporting sports betting and casino businesses to explore new markets across Africa. And for Digitin is a sportsbook software and iGaming platform provider. And they are also API solution, sportsbook, casino, virtual sport, payment gateway. They have a lot they do at Digitin. So these are the three sponsors that we have, and we want to appreciate them for placing this webinar to be a successful one. And before we move on this very webinar, let me quickly say, I'm thrilled to be joined by incredible panel of experts who will help us to explore the evolution of slot games in Africa's burgeoning iGaming market. We will delve into trends, opportunities, and what lies ahead for the vibrant industry as regards our slot games. Before we dive into this discussion, I would like to invite our panelists to briefly introduce themselves. Please keep it just a minute and 1.5 minutes so that our audience will be able to get what we have come to talk about. So let me start with Ahmad. Please let me what you do and everything. Let's know within the space of 1.5 minutes. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Ahmed Rahimi, sales manager at Amused for Africa. Been in African market for the past 2.5 years. Made great friends, great connections, and yeah, Amused. Some of you maybe know, maybe don't. We are content provider, mainly slot games, and making our ways to African continent. And before all of it, I wanted also to thank iGaming Africa for making this happen. This is pretty exciting.
Thank you, Ahmad. So let's go to Arthur. Arthur, we are listening to you, and the audience are also looking at you. They want to hear what you do, and let's just make it brief. Your introduction. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. First of all, we'd like to thank all our sponsors who made this webinar come true. And we are very happy to see Hamed, Mary, and Oletan, you as well in this webinar. We're going to have some nice talks today. I'm Arthur. As you mentioned, I'm the CEO of Bet Founders Company, which is in African market more than 4 years. And we are operating as B2B and B2C, providing online gaming solutions. And we are specialized in slots / crash games, virtual sports, and live dealer games. Wish the best in this webinar, all of us and the community. And hello, everyone who is watching us. Hope you are going to enjoy the event. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Arthur. And let's go to Mary.
Yeah, hello guys. Thanks for having me today. It's my pleasure to be here and to be part of this exciting webinar focused on this special topic. My name is Mary. I work at Matrix Casino sales team. Have been in the industry around 5 years already. And about every matrix. Currently, we've been in the iGaming space for around 16 plus years, and we have had the privilege of helping brands globally to bring their gaming visions to life with our platform solutions like turnkey solutions, sportsbook solution, casino aggregation, also our exclusive content. And as much as we love working globally, we also enjoy and we are excited about the growth happening in Africa. And we are also particularly excited also about the African market with also our recent acquisition of FSB technology. And for today, I'll be diving into some of the most, I think, pressing topics, I think, with my colleagues from the industry, with Hamed, Arthur, and Imran, and looking forward to sharing some insights together and discussing this special topic today. And yeah, basically, thank you for having me today and looking forward to our conversations.
Fantastic. Thank you. Now we have our amiable Imran. We were just on the verge of starting the conversation before coming in, and it's all good. We appreciate you coming in. So we want your brief introduction before we sort ahead on the conversation. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I think thanks. I was just on a wrong link. That's why delay. So, um, uh, so I run a business called Any Group, New Entertainment Group. We are a UK-based company. We specialize in uh, lightweight front-end platform for Africa. We work in the industry for a while, and we provide services to number of leading brands, including 888 in Africa and BetCorrect and a lot of other brands. And we have a games unit as well called Any Games, where we develop sports-focused casino content. Our I think our one of our most popular one is of course Crash. We have a football theme-based Crash game, and we see a huge potential in people looking for more casino content with a little bit of a differentiator than all the traditional Crash. It looks like everybody's creating Crash these days, and I think market is moving. But we are seeing some very cool products, and I think slots are absolutely making a return. I would call it big time, but in a different flavor. Maybe how the traditional slots, maybe the UI, maybe the user experience, and I can share some example later on. But yeah, that's a short intro, I guess.
Very good, Imran. Thank you. Despite the fact that we see you as a latecomer, but don't worry, we'll talk about that after the conversation.
Apologies
But
for
thank
that.
you,
Yeah, absolutely.
thank you for being here. Let me say I want to thank you guys for the brief introduction because we're actually on point with the time. Here I have with me top-notch questions for you guys. I mean the panelists focusing on trends, uh, innovation and technology, localization, and future of slot games. These are the four pin questions that I have with you, and I'm going to read those questions out for you, one after the other. Then we can take it up, answering from the first. Then we go to the second, then to the third, and to the fourth questions. At every point in time, I want everybody's contribution. And for the audience, we are here because of you guys. If anyone has said what you don't really understand or we want to know, we want him to be more explicit, don't worry, just drop your message. We are reading your messaging as you are watching us. Thank you guys. So number one question is what is driving rapid growth of online slot games in Africa, and how do they cater uniquely to the preferences of African players compared to the casino games? That is number one question. Number two question. So if the audience are also listening to me, you can take note of it as we accentuate so that you can be able to ask your questions. Just place it down. So we have your time. At the end of the last 15 minutes, we'll be able to answer every questions that you have posted here. And as we talk, as we speak, as we explain, we can also be answering one or two questions thereafter. So the second one is technology and innovation, just like I said. The question is, how is mobile technology transforming the accessibility and popularity of slot games, and what role Do features like jackpots or free spins play in engaging African audiences? Question three. The question three is actually based on localization and player preferences. The question is, how crucial is cultural and regional localization in slot games design? And are African themed slots gaining significant traction among players? That is question number three. And question number four, which has to talk about the future outlooks, because for everything that we do, we just have to take a look at the future to see what we can do to be on point at every point in time, to be in the same place with the punters as well as the operator. So the question four is, what key innovations such as artificial intelligence, blockchains, or cryptocurrency do you foresee shaping the future of online slot games in Africa? These are the four questions I've listed for you guys. So to start with, uh, let me start with the lady amongst us, women first. So let's start with Mary. Mary,
Thanks, Samuel, for your questions. These are really interesting to delve more details into. I will go firstly on the first question that you have mentioned on what is driving rapid growth, I believe, in online slots gaming in Africa. And I believe that Africa has seen an incredible growth in mobile internet use, and also with mobile phones now being the main way people access to online gaming. At the end of the day, I think everyone loves entertainment, whether we are in Europe, America, or Africa. People enjoy spending a little more money for some excitement, and online gaming is the perfect way to get that thrill. And I think what really makes the difference in accessibility is how easy it's for players to get started. Let's say in Africa, as internet access is improving, data plans getting cheaper, more young people come online. The growth of online gaming will continue to go. And I think basically with affordable data plans and better internet coverage in countries like South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, or Ghana, as an example, players can enjoy more online slots without needing super fast like an internet connection. And I think this is also, this trend is particularly strong in East and West Africa, where mobile data use has exploded in recent years. For example, in Tanzania, internet access is growing by about 2% each year, meaning like 2% of the population gets access to the internet every year. And I think with that, costs getting cheaper, people having more accessibility, in that case, it's becoming more rapidly growing in African region. And I think for the what is making it uniquely to the players compared to other casino games, I think that online gaming operators are also making big efforts in Africa to adapt to their offerings to meet to the African players itself. For example, localized themes, adaptation to the players, also coming with a payment solution that is needed to adapt. And I think this type of options of multiple languages, payment solutions are becoming more familiar to the African player and relatable. And I believe on top of that, many operators are also offering low minimum bets, for example, and making the flexibility of the gaming options possible for African player. I think these are important topics at the moment for making this innovation in Africa for the slots more relatable to the players. Yeah. I hope I answered your first question.
nice. Let me just see. We are still on the first question. Generally, let's just take it one after the other.
Mhm.
Mary, I have to be candid with you. You just blow me away. You with your submission. I love it. So exquisite and a very explicit answer. We may still come back to you, but from where Mary stopped, let me just take it on to Ahmed. Ahmed, let's talk about the market trends. What do you feel?
Yes, Mari mentioned most of it regarding the mobile penetration. I just wanted to add to what Mari said about the youth demographic in Africa. The young population is like growing, and they are mainly tech savvy. Everybody has access to smartphones, and they are keen to some gambling. The other thing that why slots are getting more attraction in Africa, I think it's like the crash games. Like crash games, they became such a huge boom in Africa. Like it's because they are simple. It's easy to play. It's not. It's different than the skill games like table games such as poker, blackjack, that you need to. It's not purely luck, and it's also like the quick gratification. Like the jackpot win. Like the wins that the African players they're gonna have. So these are basically the mobile penetration, internet access, the youth, and I think the simplicity of the slot games. More a little bit more into that. Slot games you can team them, you can localize them for the players, so it's going to be more appealing to them. And yeah, I think these are the the main things that we can discuss, that like the regarding slot games becoming more and more popular in Africa.
Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Ahmed. I truly like this submission. But before we make it conversational, let me quickly go to Arthur. Arthur, you can take it on.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks a lot for the question. Also, you can try to stop me whenever I exceed the time. Okay, speaking about the market trends and the growth for the slot games in African continent, I will be honest with you and to tell you that we have been here in market more than 7 years, and that time there was no any internet, even like, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2% of the population had access for the internet, and we took kind of a risk to jump into this market and invest here. We can see the trends that people are starting to play slots more than let's say other type of games. Of course, my colleagues, they mentioned comparison, let's say, about the crash games, like what is the popularity of the crash games and slot games if we compare it. I would like to have something extra, let's say, on this topic, which is coming from the network, which my partners, colleagues already mentioned. So, speaking about network, it is growing rapidly. The prices are becoming reliable for the customers. Everyone can already have access on the internet through Wi-Fi or through, let's say, mobile network. But one thing compared with crash games, I can mention for the trends of slot games is that anywhere network is a challenge. In Africa is a big challenge, let's say, still. So slots games, they don't have too much connection with the internet, let's say. For example, in crash games, you can jump in a game, you can try to make a cash out, but something can happen with your connection and you can miss, let's say, a flight, for example, right? In a slot games, you don't have these kind of things. Whenever you are back, your results are coming back. So this is one important point for the slot game trends in Africa, where we see that there is a network challenge in the continent, and how we can, let's say, bypass or create a workflow for the customers that they have a network challenge and they want to play and they want to get high quality service. I think after crash games, slot games are the one who can provide high quality gaming service to African punters / players and all community, let's say. So I will mark this point at this time. And during our webinar, I will try to talk more some specific stuff as well, and you will find some great stuff on the market trends as well. Thanks a lot.
Fantastic. Thank you, Arthur. Thank you so much. I love your points. Maybe during the closing remark, I will still need to bring some of your points out. Then we'll discuss about it. Let me quickly now go to Imran. Sir?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Samuel. I would say I think most of the points made by the panelists, absolutely agree with them. in terms of, there is a rise. But I would definitely say that, we have to understand the customer's needs and how they like to use the content. I think that's one of the learnings that we have gone through, since the day we started focusing on, African market. And I my belief is that if you genuinely try to help customer, that genuinely is the important piece here. Then people appreciate. You cannot fake things. You cannot make products which are, you think are right. It has to make sense for the customers. And I think what you're seeing, the changing kind of landscape in Africa, from the sports to, more casino content audience, it's more or less with the instant gratification piece. But at the same time, on the mobile phone, you do not have ability to have, a lot of these big screen, amazing graphics that, various slot games can offer, and a lot of features. So slimming it down, keeping it simple, you might have a lot of features, but maybe everything cannot be mobile friendly, or more not for that audience. And that's the audience you're looking in Africa. You're 90, maybe 95%, maybe more is mobile, like most of the places now. I think what we are seeing is a very clear trend. And I would go one step ahead and say, the crash game success is, as I again mentioned, the simplicity of the product, in that ability to connect with the user, where they feel empowered, they feel more, adrenaline rush was the important factor. And we see the same kind of a focus given to the slots will make a big difference. And as you said, we'll dive a little bit more deeper into this, but I think that's a very clear trend we are seeing across all the brands we work with, because we can see that comparison of data, and definitely users are interested. The question is, maybe they're not interested in the same looking all the products. They need some innovation.
Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, yeah. I have had the four of my panelists spoken about the market trends as regards the slot games in Africa. Let me quickly go through what some of our audiences have been talking about, because I could see some good messages from the audience. I have here. I have from Joy. Joy is saying that I think what Arthur is saying is very true. So the innovative thing to do, especially with the crash games, is to make it in a way that the game can hold the round anytime the players face internet challenges. Fantastic. That means our audience are actually listening to us seriously, and just like what Arthur has said. I made mention of what Arthur said the other time, that I was going to talk about it later, and this is the point which Joy has just raised, that she thought that what Arthur said concerning the innovative things, as in innovative things, is just to make the crash game in a way that the game can hold round anytime the players face internet challenges. I think that is going to make sense in terms of making the crash games a better one in all over the globe, not just in Africa. But basically, I know we only have issues with internet. Only I think it's only in Africa that we experience a bit of this internet plight sometimes. So, by and large, let me say, the rapid growth of online slot games in Africa is driven by accessibility, mobile compatibility, and local team that resonate with African culture. Um, Unlike other casino games, slots offer quick entertainment, vibrant visuals, and flexible stakes, making them uniquely appealing to a diverse audience. That's about the first question. And now let me jump to the second question. We spoke about the technology and the innovations. I will read it out once again so that we just pick it up from there, before we uh, try to include our audience. In one way or the other, we'll just be picking one or two things our audience are talking about. So the question is, how is mobile technology transforming the accessibility and popularity of slot games, and what role do features like jackpot or free spin play in engaging Africa audiences? Africans are very aggressive, so for the jackpot, for the free spin, it has a lot of roles it plays in introducing them to to the slot games. So with this, let me start with Imran. Can I hear you say something? Your audience are listening to you. Thank you.
Yeah. No, thanks, Samuel. I absolutely, I would say, and I think what we see, especially again, you have got absolutely right. See, jackpots, anything which gives you an opportunity to have that big win potential, people like it. We think the sweetener, I think there is an innovation from number of brands. We have recently started something very cool where we are saying when you place a bet in it, if after your successful bet, let's say you placed, if you're in Nigeria, I'm giving example because that's maybe launching. Let's say you have a 100 naira bet. Imagine as soon as your bet is placed successful, you get a tiny little slot bar saying, oh great, would you like to try with the 10 naira and try to get win your 100 naira back, right? Like it would be a slim, simpler, slicker kind of widget. But that's what when I'm talking about innovation or keeping it simple, I mean, you have to understand what audience wants. And exactly as you said, people are not asking when people say, I want a free bet or a free jackpot chance or anything. It's more like a feel good factor. But as a brand, you should try to connect with your audience. And I'll go back to my statement, genuinely try to do something for your customer. I think these small things go a long way. And at the same time, if you give them right content at the right time in a right form, it works, right? In lightweight games, I think one of the comments I'm just reading it again, light games, I think there's a no-brainer. I mean, and I would add one more thing which you just mentioned, Samuel, that it's not about Africa that people want light products. No, it's not at all. The fact is, even in UK, US, anywhere you go, when you have a higher data speed, people get impatient. Even if it takes a fraction of extra time to load the page, they think something is wrong and they just go away. Actually, data connectivity has nothing to do with the our ability. When people are in a part of the world where they know that the data connectivity is a bit slow, they accept the page will take some time. It's all about how good quality product you can deliver, and the speed always matters. Doesn't matter wherever you are. The fast product, if you look at stake.com, all the crypto biggest of the brands, the most successful products are their original series, which is a simple, super light, no animation, right? Because I think market is moving, people are getting mature. It's like people who used pager in the old world, and then they got the mobile phone, they straight away appreciated mobile phone. Once you start using something, you appreciate the product, and then you need more features, more slicker, more trimmed down version. I think that's what you're going to see opportunity for slots to come big time, but they have to be in a right form, not the rigid old style. That's one. I will rest my case.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we have had Imran spoken, and perfectly he has spoken well. Let me just take it over to Ahmad. Let's hear him out to see what he has to say concerning the jackpot and the free spin. African likes what we call a wolf in Nigeria. So let's hear you out.
Yeah,
Thank you.
exactly. This is like in addition to what Imran said, and my first part of the about the slot games in general. First, that they are easy and they are like quick gratification to players. So jackpot, they play a big role in attracting the players. Not only jackpot, but the players loyal program, for example. Like you bet again. Like you receive, I don't know, free spins as well. Like they could help a lot to attract more players. Like and perhaps in terms of like the innovation, there are like other things that we can think about, like for example data bundles that like for example with the mobile operator, like you can do, like you can do them in Europe. We see that says, for example, if you play a certain games, like there is no data, like usage for that game. So we can also think of like a little bit out of the box, like maybe with the operators, like long shot, but still I think also, like in terms of technology, this is gonna happen. And like you said, the African, like they the wins. Like it's driven by the quick wins. I think it's in the mentality. Later we are going to get to that about the culture of players in Africa. But I think the loyal programs, jackpots, free spins, these are like tools and data bundles. These are tools that we can use to like tools in our disposal that we can use to make the games more engaging.
Thank you, Ahmed. Yeah, you have really spoken well. And just like I said, the jackpot as well as free spin in Nigeria, there is a particular language that we use, a slang that we use to modify this, and it is called AWU. When people hear about a particular jackpot on a particular platform, you see them running there. That is basically in Africa, we like anything that has to do with jackpot as well as free spin. So it has got a lot it does when it comes to slot games. However, let's hear more from Mary, a woman like a man amongst us. Mary, the baton onto you.
Yeah. Yeah, Samuel. To tackle both of these questions in one, let's say, answers. Basically, I think in general we could see the trends of growing the mobile like datas and etc. mobile devices. However, we need to recognize also that these mobile devices, Imran was saying, aren't very high end. So we need to be basically having more mobile optimized experiences for the players and creating more tailored, let's say, smaller screens, lower data usage, and others lower like internet connection related. For example, in Kenya, many people use Opera Mini. So in this case, some slot providers have the more compatible for the Opera Mini, let's say, devices. And in order also, another reason to make it more adaptable to the players via technology advancement is basically, as Imran was also mentioning, like a lightweight mobile experiences, also progressive web apps that are currently very much trending in the African region. And of course, when we are talking already about the jackpots and also the free spins and how crucial they are for sure crucial. And from also with our experience within our clientele, we could see that a lot of profit maximization has been through the jackpots, progressive jackpots, and also free spins. I believe it's human psychology that with minimum like a stake you could have a higher chance to winning some kind of a big amount of money. And I think in this case the player behavior are same within African players also. And jackpots and free spins give that exciting feeling to the players, and basically that they will see that they have life-changing prizes, that thrill that gets to the player. And basically for the free spins also, they offer players the chance to spin and basically without risking their own money, which I think is one of the good ways to engage when you're starting off, for example, your operations, or even you're a current operator and you want to have more aggressive marketing. The free spins are, I think, one of the most usable features in terms of engagement to the players. And I think also allowing lower minimum bids for the online slots can also make the participation to the jackpots, also to other like engagement tournaments that you're going to have, more enjoyable to the players. And yeah, I think it's not about how much you win. I think it's about how much fun you have, unless of course it's a jackpot. Then it's
Yeah,
both.
most definitely, because anything that has to do with iGaming, it's all about entertainment. Just enjoy yourself. It's not all about what you win. It's not about your sense of like, oh, I want to get this, I want to get that. All you just need to think about is what I'm enjoying at a particular point. I'm doing the game. So thank you, Mary.
You.
Now let's pass the baton to Arthur, right? Arthur, can we hear
All
you?
right. Yeah. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
very well.
All right. Yeah. Well, I think at this moment I will try to speak. I mean, to try to fulfill my colleagues. It's even became too hard at this moment because they mentioned a lot of stuff, a lot of amazing things. Well, I will divide in two parts: technology and the features of the slot games. The technology is about to have optimized for the end user, which is about creating, I don't know, imageless or soundless or less animation or optimized animation, which is going to happen and to load for B2C, let's say the end customer, on the end customer side, like very light and without any problem. So this small part about the technology. Nowadays, we are in the era where we have AI, we have a lot of tools just to have some researches, discover, etc. And I can say that there are a lot of versions that we can create slots without using graphic assets, without using huge assets in terms of images, sounds and videos and like this. So this one still can be a game changer in slot technology, because of course there are different type of customers, started from VIP up to players who really enjoy in 10 cents or spending $1 in a day. So but for majority players and in these growing years, let's say, it will be better that some slot providers that they can offer games that they don't have high-end assets and they don't have too much data required for the customer. Moving to features in a slot games, of course, jackpot is a very, very nice thing to have it in a game, and nowadays people are preferring the games that they at least they offer something special besides, let's say, traditional slot game. So jackpot is one of these features, and especially progressive jackpot, which is coming up and up daily after each bet, each spin. So it makes, like, customers more entertained, and they are coming back to check who is winning, who won. And we know already more, let's say, popular companies that they are giving this progressive jackpot feature. And for free spins in slot games, of course, it can play a huge role in development of slot games, because we can use as a platform providers, as business owners, let's say, we can use it for the engagement of customers, to at least to give small chances all our communities just to have, let's say, 10 trials or 20 free bets on specific slots game, which will be an educational stuff. So I will say that at this stage, free spins can be a very, very good point for the slot games future and development in African continent. Of course, there are a couple of points that there can be also some good for the slot game, but yeah, we can come to this point later on.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course, with what you have said, in fact, so is QSite. And let me just say, for the next question, we are going to make it as brief as we can. The next question, I think, let's just talk about it maybe for 1 minute each. Then we'll now go to the future. But before I go to the future, let me quickly run through the next question for you. Let me read it out for you so that we can be able to take our audience's questions maybe one after the other, because we have a couple of questions right here for us. So the next question actually talks about localization and player preferences. Now, the question is, how crucial is cultural and regional localization in slot game design? And are African-themed slots gaining significant traction among players? Let me repeat again. How crucial is cultural and regional localization in slot game design? And are African-themed slot gaining significant traction among players? We have just 50 seconds each. Let me start with the lady. Mary, the question
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. It's a very tight timing, so I will do my best to be precise. Thanks for your question, Samuel. Basically, I think in each region where you're wanting to target with your content, you need to be localized in some certain point. And basically, in Africa region, it's not an it's like it's also the same because cultural relevance also plays a lot of role for the emotional connection of those players between the games that they love. Also, this connection can of course be connected to the loyalty afterwards and increase their playtime in your on your website. Also, I think you need to be localized in some case of with language customization. I think there is around 2000 languages spoken, so basically you need to be more localized in the same of the languages, and some slang and etc. And I think localization also goes to the point of the payment solution and the payment options that will be provided to the players. Also, continuing with the lower minimum bets and micro payment options, this can make their gaming experience much more enjoyable. And I think basically payments, localized content, understanding the themes and specifics of the each like African region will be playing a crucial role for that.
Let's go to
Yeah.
the yeah. I've heard you because we need to take the audience questions as well. Okay. Let me hear Ato out on this. 50 seconds, Ato. Please, 50 seconds. Your
All right.
contribution.
Yeah, thank you. Localized design at this early stage, I would say it can be a bridge for the slot games to get developed in the market, than to give a road, let's say, the already popular games. I mean, you can create some specific country-based or continent-based design, but it can be just a first step in the market, and then the big games and let's say the most popular games are going to take over. And about the localization, of course, especially if we speak about let's say big languages, which is English, French, and Spanish in Africa, like the popular ones. So I will recommend to have it localized, at least for this kind of languages, and the rest as well. But language is more preferable for me to have it localized games than, let's say, design, because design is, as I mentioned, for me it could be a bridge, just a African thematic, something like there can be an educational stuff, and then people can play and then jump to the popular one. That's it. Thanks a lot.
Beautiful. Language, localized content, fantastic. I love your submission. Now let's go to Ahmed. 50 seconds, please. Thank you.
Yes, just to add to what Arthur and Mary said, and I always say that if you want your business to be successful, you need to think global, but act local. That localization, beside the language and the theme, the theme, I think theme games are pretty important. Like we know the Safari in Africa, like the Big Five. We can do a slot game regarding Safari, Big Five. I don't know some of the great figures in Africa. But more than that, I think we need to also deepen a little bit to do the culture, to help the culture, to for example, now that you see the rhinos are distinguishing, like the distincting, we can just do a rhino game, perhaps help the person from the GGR to help the organizations that they're gonna look after the rhinos and etc. So we also, like, not only that we localize, we also contribute to the African culture, and we help.
Thank you. Moving ahead, let's hear Imran. I think Imran has not spoken about this. Imran, I'm giving you 30 seconds to talk about it. Thank you.
No worries. I don't think so. I think it's more or less it's covered. See, design is a language. I would say the rather than words, it's all about people understand. It's like, Apple didn't become Apple because of the language and the support. They became because it is so easy that even, without understanding, you can just use it. I love what Steve Jobs said, that you are successful when your product, which is a medium for a user to finish a certain task. If they stop noticing that they have to use your product, then you have a good product. I will strongly say the innovation about how we can make the new kind of new slot games much more lighter, much more simpler, much more engaging, and offer them at the right time will be the way to go. I think I'm done.
Without much ado, I have to be candid with you. The time is far spent as we speak, because we also need to consider our audiences that have been listening to us since we started the conversation. As it is, I would love to talk about the future outlook, but before I go on to the future outlook, let's pick one or two questions from the audience. I'll pick each person to answer any question I mentioned. Then we can just use the future outlook to round it up. Then we go to the closing remark. So I saw a very scintillating question I got from Sifindie Nsani. The question goes like this, and I want Arthur to just chip 1 minute answer on this. And the question goes like this: how do we control slot content growth in Africa without cannibalizing the industry? Arthur, I'm handing the mic to you.
Yeah, too short, basically, to answer. But yeah, of course, Africa is a very, very big continent with a different type of, started from regulation up to black market, gray market, let's say, where there is no regulation and where people are trying to just have a regulation, let's say. I don't know how to start, let's say, but I will just call all the regulators to come, I don't know, to create something like, let's say, Pan-African gaming regulation, or some institution that is going to control the quality of the games, the compliance of the games, let's say, how they comply and how they are reliable for the customers, and how they are true, let's say, what does it mean, the RTP, how it is mentioned, and how does it match with the reality. So I think it will come to regulation and regulators, that I think it's this moment we have an early stage. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. I think that answers that very question. I so much love your contributions about that. And let me quickly go to another question that actually got me fascinated. And that question goes like this: I want Ahmed to speak on this question, and this is it. The name of the person who actually shared this question is Khan Bolakeri. The question goes like this: what are the main enablers for live casino content in Africa? That is, not only data connectivity, but also culture and an educational piece too. So the main question is, what are the main enablers for live casino content in Africa? Can I hear you say something, Ahmed?
Yes, that's a very good question for my friend Khan. Yes, like for the live casino, we can use the African host. We can do like we already said, to localize it. But still, I think the live dealer, live casino, it's gonna be a little bit challenging due to the connectivity still yet. Like we need to have a better infrastructure, and first we need to work there. I think this.
Yes, I got you. We have another question from one of our audiences, and the question goes like this: I want the woman like man amongst us to answer this question, and that is Mary. The question is: will 2025 be the year that another product beats Aviator? Everyone knows that Aviator is going moving from one level to the other on a daily basis, monthly basis, yearly basis. So are we seeing another product that is taking over from Aviator in 2025? The question goes to you, Mary.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the question. I think this is one of the most interesting questions right now to tackle about the African market, because we know how much due to the crash games becoming available for the African players. I think it's really hard to predict the market, but we know that it's very much interchangeable and it's flexible to the changes. And I think as much as new innovative games are becoming to the spotlight, becoming more interactive to the players, enhancing more interest to that, then in that case it might beat Aviator and other type of crash games that are currently in the trends of the African players. Yeah, basically, I think it depends on what type of games will penetrate and make the interest to the players. It can be, for example, a new trend on the new AI-related games or even virtual reality. It really depends on what will be the spark for the players, because we know that, for example, crash games sector has proven their huge popularity among the players, and I think the product that would beat up the current, let's say, trends needs to be having the simplicity, excitement, also the interaction with the player, and giving the control, let's say, to the player itself. So I'm also interested how the next year will be in terms of a gaming aspect. So let's see how everything goes.
Thank you, Mary. Beautiful. Yes, we have taken like 3 questions from the audience, and one thing we cannot do without is having spoken about innovations regarding slot games. We have spoken about the market trends. We have spoken about the localization of slot games as well. One thing we cannot do without talking about is the future of these slot games as regards the future of slot games in Africa. And to start with, let me quickly run through the question. We have limited time to talk about this because we are going to give a closing remark very shortly. The question goes like this: what key innovations, such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, or cryptocurrencies, do you foresee shaping the future of online slot games in Africa? Yes, let me start that with Imran. Imran, please. Can I hear you? Just 40 seconds, please.
No, that's fine. No, I think definitely by far the one thing which is standing tall is overall sentiment of people want to use crypto currency. It's getting mainstream. People are getting more comfortable. But more importantly, I think the rise of availability of the blockchain as a technology is a big thing. The way I see. The good example is now most of the major games, including the top tier 1 games, they all have started using provably fair as a RNG, so that it's getting published, it's open for scrutiny, etc. But at the same time, for me, I think there is a barrier to be broken here. If you get the products right, I think having a crypto brands. I mean, it's a huge burst of brands that right now crypto only, and they're looking to be more localized for African market. I think the slot games which can come up with the more innovative ideas around using the blockchain technologies and have ability to incentivize users in one other way would be way to go. Samuel, yeah.
Now let me pass it to Arthur. Arthur, can we hear you for just 40 seconds?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
All right. Yeah. So using the blockchain is one of the winning point. Let's say I will give it to blockchain usage for the future of outlook. About the cryptocurrency, yeah, of course we can see up and downs. We can see growth. We can see big companies are coming in, but at this moment, as I mentioned, it is not so regulated. Maybe, yeah, it is on the last point from my side. And using the AI, one of the key features using the AI started from generating the content and RNG, let's say, based on AI predictions, can be a key for the market. So just to summarize, blockchain technology, the usage of blockchain technology and AI for partially, let's say, AI usage is, from my side, could be a key for upcoming to 1 or 2 years.
Let me hear you out, Ahmed. Let me hear you out on this, please. Thank you.
Arthur and Imran said it all. Basically, currently we see a huge rise in blockchain and crypto. There are two main reasons. First is transparency, and second is that crypto is cheaper. You know that Africa is more mobile money driven, basically, and like there is 3%, I think, in and out on every transaction. Crypto probably it's going to be cheaper and it's more accessible. Like maybe not every player in Africa has access to credit card or I don't know PayPal to make payments. So the mobile money, they have mobile money and also crypto. Like like I said earlier, they are African youth. They are tech savvy. They know very well how to use the mobile smartphone. And the other one is AI. I already see it. Some of the companies, I think I was in Ghana, some of the companies have already started using AI in their infrastructure. Like to detect the player behavior, offer incentives. Like while they are playing, and like show the content that the players um, attract better, and then also like in fraud detection. I've seen usage of AI. So I think in the next year, next couple of years, we're going to see a lot from AI into slot games and basic casino.
Sure. Sure. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you. I personally like that submission. Thank you. And I'm sure our audience we also love the submission that our panelists have been giving so far. And I would want the woman, once again, the woman that a woman like a man. I would want our audience to also hear from her because I know she will have one or two things to talk about this. Then we can take it up from there. Can we hear you, Mary?
Yeah, thanks, Samuel. Basically, Hamed, Arthur, and Imram had put it a lot of, let's say, emphasis on what I was about to say, and as in the conclusion on the blockchain technology and also cryptocurrency. I think these are, of course, future outlook that we should go through the innovations because, for sure, there have been some. We are aware of the bank transfer maybe issues, some delays because it's also not cost effective in some cases. So I'm sure blockchain technology can remove these type of obstacles in terms of accessibility for deposits and other stuff of that. Basically, on the AI part, I think it's also one of the most important parts on the innovation because this way you can create more localized content, as Arthur was mentioning, and also it can recognize the player's game themes or mechanics. For example, now in every matrix, we're also using the AI like game recommendation engine, which definitely is a future for going forward in the African market. And additionally, I think as a in fraud detection and also security measures, I believe AI can be playing a more crucial role in detecting that and making the player's experience more going smoothly.
Thank you, Mary. I trust you. I know you are going to give a fantastic submission on that. We have said it all. We have spoken from the first question to the last questions, and I have to be candid with you. You all guys are fantastic professionals. Your submission are top notch, beautiful, exquisite, scintillating, and very fascinating submission from you guys. So let me say, we have asked the questions that have come and gone from number one question to the last question. We have four questions in general. And I would want each and every one of us to say one or two things in summary so that our audience behind that are listening to us will know that, yes, we truly know what we are talking about. So, in summary, what do you think, Arthur, about slot games in Africa, the future?
All right. Yeah, just to summarize very quick. First of all, thank you everyone for this contribution, for the all topics you raised and information you shared with us, with the community. For me, I just have some bullet points, let's say. First of all slot providers must come, let's say, to in a deal with local providers, product owners, or business owners, let's say. And then simple slots from my side, 3x3 slots, which is like, 3 lines. Having 3 lines is a key for the future, for upcoming years. Just one of them is going to be changer on top Crash games or some other games. Or meantime, having progressive jackpot functionality in this simple 3x3 game, progressive jackpot, and of course supporting free bets, which is going to educate, which is going to bring more customers to test, to play, and to see and to feel the real gaming experience. From my side, slots are the future of iGaming in Africa. Instant games, Crash games, they were the bridge. They are the major game players, changers, let's say. But sooner or later, there is going to be a balance, and slots games are going to change because the feeling is really, really different. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you, Ato. You have really spoken well. The summary is top notch. And let me pass the baton straight to Mary. And from Mary, we go to Imran and to Ahmed to finish it up.
Yeah, thank you all for being in this webinar. Thanks, Samuel, for the amazing questions. It was really insightful to hear all of ours, my industry colleagues' opinion on the African market. I think this industry is the most dynamic one. Each time you hear new outlooks and each time you get more educated on the market. For me, as a final intake, I would believe that as we are seeing that African market is rapidly evolving, and I think it's driven by the rise of mobile technology, also some of the localization of the content, of course, and technology wise it's also localizing with some other like light version games, PWA apps, and etc. And additionally, with the cryptocurrency rise and some people already more population holding cryptocurrencies and blockchain accounts, it's making the betting experience much more enjoyable. I think in a few years when we were talking about African market, the most majority of the players were more on the like land-based sports betting was the main focus, but we can see how every year the trends are changing, and we can altogether see how like the games are also shaping the player behavior. So in that matter, I think AI is also going to be enhancing the future for the player behavior, player enhancement on the smooth journey of the gaming. And I think also in the regulatory purposes, I think there was a question also on the cannibalization, etc. But I think it's also important to have some compliance features such as self-exclusion, also have help buttons and encourage players to play more responsibly, of course. And basically this way we can support each other in the industry and get insights every time with different providers. So I would say
Thank
these
you.
are my final intakes. Thanks again. And once again, very enjoyable to talk about this.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Now
Mary.
to the next person.
Yeah, Samuel, very well managed, I would say, and good questions, everyone, and very, very helpful insights. I think more or less it's the same, conversation that we are doing. That kind of, there is an opportunity in the market. There is definitely, people want to try new stuff. I think it's about all of us in the industry to come up with the products which suits the market, make it make sense for people, and have much more simplicity to begin with. Complex products can be later on, but the simplicity is the key to success. And I think the trend will grow. I think you'll see very clear push towards the innovative slots very soon. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Now to Ahmed.
So yeah, besides that, everybody mentioned that, like about the technology and everything, like I think the future of the slot games is pretty exciting. In the comments, somebody said about, is there going to be a product in 2025 that takes Aviator? Maybe it's not going to be a Crash game, but it definitely could be a slot game that can definitely take market share, like with a little bit more
Most
study in the
definitely.
market. Yeah. And yeah, I think it's pretty exciting. 2025 is gonna be like a great year, I think, for slot games in Africa.
Thank you, everyone. In fact, I don't even know what to say to you guys. You have indeed done very, very, very well on this webinar. But before I embark on closing note up for today, let me quickly talk about 30 of the companies that actually are to do everything to ensure that we are on this show. We want to say thank you to Age Lagos 2025, which will be taking place on the 25th of Lagos, 25th of February till 27th of February in Lagos, Nigeria. Take note of that. They are one of our sponsors, and our sponsor is also African Gaming Expo. Okay. Sorry, I just mentioned Age. Our second sponsor, we also talk about iGaming Consult Africa. iGaming Consult Africa, the leading consulting agency supporting sports betting and casino businesses to explore new markets across Africa. So we also have to give kudos. So we want to thank Digiten as well. Digiten is a sportsbook software and iGaming platform provider. Any of the platforms that you want, is it turnkey, is it white label in terms of sportsbook, casino, virtual sport, payment gateway? This you can find Digiten there. And without much ado, let me say once again, I want to thank you guys, and I want you guys to use 1 minute each to give a closing remark on this webinar. Let me start with Ahmed. Thank you.
I thought the last one was my 1 minute, like closing. So I look forward to such a webinars. I think these webinars definitely help to shape the future of the industry and get people from all around the globe closer to the people that are actually doing business in Africa, and like we can learn all together.
Thank you. Let's go to Mary. Mary, can we hear you? Closing remark. Make sure you talk about what you do as well. Don't forget. Then we can take it up from there.
Yeah, Samuel, thank you. As a closing remark, just once again, it was a pleasure meeting you guys. It was actually my first webinar, and I believe in a discussion wise, it went probably very productive. And for sure, these webinars, as Raham said, like it's definitely going to shape the future of the iGaming, let's say, discussions, networkings, and etc. And totally excited for the future ones that we might have had together. Basically, as once again, my name is Mary. I'm working in Evermatrix as a casino sales manager, and basically, as a company, we provide, and we are also present in African region with our turnkey solution, also with our casino aggregation, casino management platform, and also sports betting and data feeds. So for sure, I'm happy to explore more African region with also you guys, and of course, understanding and tailoring our products to the African region. So once again, thank you a lot. And yeah, I hope, Samuel, I answered your question. Information about me.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, Arthur, can we hear your closing remark?
Thanks a lot. Again, it's me, Arthur, the CEO founder of Bet Founders. Yeah, we are providing the ultimate B2C and B2B iGaming solutions in African continent more than 4 years. Yeah, just to summarize, first of all, I would like to thanks to Jeremy M from iGaming Africa. We know each other maybe more than 3 years or more, let's say, and this is not my first, and I hope it's not the last time I'm taking part in this kind of webinars. It's about the games, the trends, and everything related to iGaming Africa and the future of African gambling, let's say, activities. Thanks all sponsors who is bringing stuff in one place. Then all of us, we can share our ideas, researches, numbers, and etc. just to help the community and African iGaming community just to develop and to make sure their next steps could be even better than it was before. Of course, the future is bright. The future doesn't matter which slot game, which popular game can take the crash games or the instant games or whatever, but it is important just to work hard, to concentrate on the market, to have all the market information, and started from a very, very small details, which we mentioned already, up to the huge parts, which can be a global popular product, or it can be a single, very, very unknown product. Thanks again. Wish everyone Happy New Year, which is coming, and we are not going to have it another webinar this year from iGaming Africa. As I know, it's the last one. So thanks again for all year. We worked together. We did all the best to have 24 as one of the best years in terms of business, in terms of gaming, in terms of iGaming, in terms of customers. I wish 25th will be much more better, and we will see some crazy new and interesting stuff in this industry with the help of iGaming Africa and with the help of you guys, which can be preparation for the next years. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. So over to you, the next person. Is Imran out?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay,
He's out.
okay. Yes. He has really made his contributions, and we sincerely appreciate him. Having spoken about the future of slot games in Africa, let me use this opportunity to wish everyone because as we see it, this is the last of its kind in this year 2024, which Arthur actually made mention of. I think by year 2025, it will be more pleasant, it will be better, and it will be a more exquisite environment having this kind of conversation again. And without forgetting iGaming Africa to have given us this opportunity to be here today. They have really tried, and they are going places. I wish them a successful journey in the journey of iGaming, gaming, and the media as it is. They have really done well, and it's an opportunity to meet somebody like Arthur, meet Imran, meet Ahmed, meet Mary. The world of gaming keeps evolving, and we want to always get to the top as we keep moving over the year. And I want to also use this opportunity to wish everyone here a happy new year in advance, and we'll see again in 2025. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Bye-bye.